Welcome back to the Local View Health and Wellness, and I'm pleased to be in studio with Dawn, a registered social worker, and she's here to talk about dealing with those difficult social occasions over this holiday season. Okay, so now we're in November.
Yeah.
And all the parties are starting.
Yes,
You got the
that's
work
right.
office party, and you've got the dreaded, family gathering stuff. And a lot of people have anxiety around that. First, let's start with the family gathering, because you start to have the dinners and you have your auntie that always says certain things to you,
that's right.
or you really don't want to go.
Yeah.
And you can't say no because,
It's expected, it's family, it's,
Yeah.
you're just supposed to grin and bear it once a year, you have to get through it.
Exactly.
It's tough because it's amazing how many families are like that. And, there's a lot of pressure. We see it in the movies, we see it in the commercials, everything is supposed to be great. And it doesn't always play out like that in real life. And
I think about that music, it's the most wonderful time of the year,
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
And then you're thinking, not at my house.
Yeah,
right?
not at a lot of people's, at a lot of people's houses. It can be difficult to kind of make it through. And there's in-laws and we call them outlaws, and we so it just depends on who you get along with.
Sometimes, and we're kind of like this forced gathering where we're supposed to be happy, and maybe the rest of the year we wouldn't have chosen to do anything.
That's right.
With them, but now it's like, okay, we're having a mom's house and we're all going, right? So what do you do to dealing with that anxiety first before you go, and then during?
Yeah, it's tough. So there's a few things. So it's good to plan ahead so that if you know when it's going to be and where it's going to be, that kind of thing, you can incorporate some. I call them geographic boundaries. So if you know you have to go someplace, maybe it's good to take your own car so that when you want to leave, you can go and you don't have to wait till Uncle Charlie gets done, his fifth dessert before you get a ride home.
While you're watching, you're like, I want to go.
That's right. Yeah. So it's good to plan that way. And I would say, manage your expectations. So if we're thinking it's going to be like the best Christmas ever, there's a lot of pressure to perform. Whereas maybe it's just, it's a day that you can hang out with some people that you like more than others. If you get a chance to sit beside somebody at dinner, or maybe you could sit across, down the table from the person that you're not,
so being
wanting
thoughtful,
to avoid.
being strategic about being where you are.
Yeah.
Right? Is it okay to say no? Like just, no.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going.
And it's okay to say no. People will tell you that it's not okay when you say no. There will be a lot of pushback about how you're wrecking everybody's Christmas. It's so terrible. Everybody else is coming and they really wanted to see you. And, why are you so selfish? And so it's, it can be difficult, but it doesn't, if you're going to go and then be miserable for the whole day, it's not worth it. You have to take care of your own mental health before you can take care of anybody else's. So it is okay to say no, or to shrink it down and say, oh, we can come, but we can only stay for 40 minutes or whatever. You know what I mean? We've got so many places to be today, and then make it condensed so that you can get in, kiss everybody, give them presents, and then and then you're out before it starts to get.
So it's okay to have to make a plan, not an escape plan, but you know what I mean, to say, have a planned agenda. So I'm staying until 9, and then I'm really going to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Right?
And also put it in so you can say, listen, I'm going to be okay, but if they start talking about this, the thing that we've said a million times I don't want to talk about, then I'm gonna excuse myself. I'm gonna go get some air, or I'm gonna pack up and say, oh, thanks everybody, it's been nice, and it doesn't have to be a time where you're trapped and you're thinking this has to go on for another 3 hours, and if dinner's late, and and a lot of people, the alcohol is flowing, so as the evening goes on, things get a little bit wilder,
and so they're saying exactly what they want to tell you.
Their filter is not working as well.
Yeah, but then we could use your counseling center after and get that therapy because of Christmas dinner.
It is actually pretty amazing how busy we get in January, and I think that's part of it, is that people realize, wow, no wonder I'm messed up. Look what I grew up with. Or they realize that they maybe don't like some of the people in their family as much as they thought they did, or what that looks like. So we do get busier in January when people come back.
I remember you saying once that families are putting the fun back in dysfunctional, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
And every family has has its dysfunction, right? There's no perfect family out
That's
there.
right,
We've all got our crazy, I call the mad dance, and then somebody looking in, like a family friend or a friend comes into your family situation and says, that's nuts.
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
But you've been dancing along with this forever. You don't even realize how crazy it is, right?
Yeah, that's right. You get desensitized to it. You just think it's normal. And that's a lot of times that's reasons why we have those anxiety feelings is because it's, we're put in situations that we wouldn't, like if you were a guest or everybody would be on their best behavior, but because it's family, they let it all hang out. Kind of, so you get the good, the bad, the ugly
all together. Over Christmas dinner, I got indigestion. I wonder why. Okay, so you're saying, then to be strategic, about driving your own vehicle, so you have a way out if you need to make an extra plan at the end of the evening if you want to be able to leave gracefully without being pulled back into the party.
That's right.
Right.
For a real reason. And sometimes it can be difficult too, like if your environment or your family has changed, so let's say there's a recent separation or divorce.
Let's talk about that.
If there's been a death in the family, so things like that. So things can be, and then there is a lot of anxiety as well coming up to it. Christmas isn't going to look the same as it's looked before, and what does that mean? And people have a lot of sadness around that. That's, to let it go. But so there is some grieving that happens when
these holidays come.
Yeah. But the holidays don't have to be ruined because life circumstances have changed. Sometimes traditions can change as well, that we can do other things, and it's difficult, but it create new traditions and family fun in a different way. So if you're splitting up Christmas with the kids, one here, one there, who says you can't have a Christmas morning 2 days before Christmas at your house and then another Christmas morning? It doesn't.
That.
Yeah, you can just make it whatever is going to work well for your family. It doesn't have to be the same as what everybody else has done.
Yeah. And I think I like the idea of creating something new. Yeah. Because if you do the old, it's a reminder that so-and-so isn't there or something's different.
That's right.
This person's not here and we used to, and you could find that you spend the morning to sort of thinking about it, or talking about, well, what if so-and-so was here?
It would be different. Better. And sometimes it's tough for kids. Kids will look at the adults to see how they're supposed to react. So if we're so aware that it's different and we're trying to kind of fake it and limp along, they know as well. Whereas sometimes it's okay to talk about it and say, wow, this Christmas is different than other ones. And so, what do we want to do that makes it special, or how can we make it so that
create a new memory?
Yeah,
for
that's right. Yeah.
And sort of on that point, two things I want to talk very, very quickly because we only have a few minutes left. Sure. It's loneliness at Christmas because a lot of people are very lonely. Despite all the commercials and all those great movies, they're just quite lonely.
Yeah.
How to deal with that, and then just very quickly, the office Christmas party.
Oh, okay.
How to get out of it, how to get in it, right?
That's right, how to get out of it. Well, let's talk about loneliness first. That one is tough because there's a lot of people and that they live far away from their families. They they can't make it home for Christmas. They have to work. They have whatever situation that's happening. Maybe they didn't get invited. They're estranged from their family, things like that. So Christmas can be very difficult. And again, I would say plan ahead. So if it's coming up, you can do a grieving period. If it's if you're sad, you can be sad about it, but don't let it take over your whole day. Again, make something about you for it. So I love that the movie theaters are open, so you could go watch a double feature or something. You could take yourself out to dinner, stay in a hotel somewhere, or go on vacation. There's a lot of other things you can do. One thing that I know is it really helps us sort of focus on it is visit a children's hospital and see the kids that are in there.
Yeah, take it off yourself.
Yeah, and see if you can help somebody else who may be feeling lonely as well in a situation that now you know how that they feel. You can go and maybe make them happy a little bit. There's a lot of kids that don't get home for Christmas either, and and if it's tough for us as adults, imagine how tough it is for kids. So it's I think it helps us feel a little bit more, grateful for what we've got when we look at some other people that are in need as well to, to help them through it. So it's good. And, I don't think it's a bad thing to sort of let people know that you're looking for an invite for Christmas dinner, right? Like, it's like some people like that they invite the neighbors and whoever. So that's not so bad either.
Yes. And the office party.
The office party, you know,
30 seconds or less.
Oh my gosh. Okay, just remember that it's still work, right?
Yes.
So even when you're there, that's right. You know, if you're hitting on people you shouldn't be hitting on, or you say things that, you know, they are going to remember that on Monday. Somebody's got it on tape. You find it on Facebook, whatever, you know. Like, so just make sure you remember that you're still at work. I would say that's the number one thing.
Oh, great. Well, let's tell us how we can reach you, because we all will be reaching you.
Yeah,
this season.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, so I'm with the Family Enhancement Center. We've got our main office in Brampton. We're also in Mississauga, Orangeville, and Niagara Falls. And so they can find us on our website, which is just tfec.ca. Get us on Facebook. You can call us if you got questions. Wonder if do we do this, or, you know, can you help with that? We definitely field all those calls. So that.
Thank you.
No problem.
Well, stay with us. There's more to come after the break, and we'll be talking about oral health. Wow.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.